Morning, my roomies. It's Jason and Johnny with another episode of Jjhos of Sports. How's everyone doing this fine weekend? Johnny, it's football weekend. You excited?
Oh, it's my favorite weekend of the year. Nah, that's a joke. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. You know, Wildcard weekend. Oh, sorry, it's Super Wildcard weekend now. It's
Super Wildcard weekend.
Six games, all fun games. Gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna be a classic kind of opportunity to sit down, eat a bowl of nachos, watch some great football on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I don't think there's ever been a stacked Sunday like there is this Sunday. It's probably got the top favorite American teams of all time playing. All of them?
Yeah, it's a good set of games. Like, no, this should be fun.
It's so if you had to pick one to watch, which one is it? Like let's rank the matchups actually. Let's go that way. What do you think is the top kind of team you want to go with or matchup you want to watch?
Oh, it's
Lions,
Rams.
Lion
Sunday
Rams.
nighter, they got it right.
You think they got it right?
I think they
Over
got
the
it right.
Packers, Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah, eh? I don't know. I think I would have put, but if the Bills and Dolphins ended up having the rematch, that's definitely, I think, the Sunday nighter again.
But
Rams,
they did it.
yeah, Rams,
They
Lions,
did.
definitely high.
Rams, Lions.
Definitely high.
You know.
I mean, I feel like the Packers, Cowboys, but you know what? That if you do think about it, Packers, Cowboys, the 4 p.m. game is probably right from an Eastern standpoint, right? People aren't going too nuts. You still keep the Eastern audience with the Detroit game. It's not too early for people in Detroit to watch the game. It's actually a nice opportunity to watch the evening, kind of sort of go into the work week with that game. Do you think? All right, so you got that one as your Sunday. Definitely top one to watch. You think they got it right? You think they got the Saturday night right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be they're calling for extreme cold temperatures here. Extreme. I don't know how much. What a goal that was, but
baby.
Extreme cold temperatures. I don't know how much it's gonna impact the game, but it's calling for, I think, minus 25 with the wind chill or something like that as of this moment.
Yeah, that's pretty cold.
It's so cold that
supposed to be the coldest, right?
No, one of the coldest games on record. People want them to move the game, but they're not moving the game. You can't move this game.
Why would they move the game?
Exactly.
Yeah, please. You think people in KC want to drive?
People aren't
go
going.
Watch the game in Indianapolis, or where they would put it. I failed to see how close these guys are to our jerseys with the white sleeves. It's a little confusing. You know what game I'm looking forward to? I mean, I don't know if people on the podcast know, but I'm a Buccaneers fan. I'm loving the fact that Philly is completely imploding this season. I think it gives the Bucs a ever so slight opportunity to maybe upset the Eagles. Nah, I'm not coming out here saying they're gonna win.
I'm gonna say the Bucs are gonna win then. If you're not gonna say, I'm not even a Bucs fan, but I'm gonna say
you're
the
right.
Bucs are gonna win.
You're right. Let's go. Bucs smash. Baker bakes.
Baker bakes.
They blow out the Eagles. The Eagles completely have a meltdown. Rebuild. Time to trade Jalen Hurst. Or Hurts. Hurst.
I think
Yeah.
Philly has no confidence right now.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like they started 10-1, wasn't it?
10-1, yep.
And just completely went the other way. Like, uh, I don't know. If I was an Eagle fan, I would not be going into these playoffs as confident as I was last year. Actually, the only teams, if I was a fan of, that I'd feel ultimately comfortable with, is if I was a Ravens fan, if I was a Niners fan. I think I'd be fairly confident as not a Packers fan. I was gonna say Packers fan, Cowboys fan. I think I'd be fairly confident if I was a Cowboys fan.
The Cowboys on paper
Um,
should win this game, but Cowboys do cowboy things in the playoffs. We all know
that's
that.
very true. It's very true. And then
They are
yeah,
the Toronto Maple Leafs of football.
the, yeah, with maybe, yeah, it's a good comparison. I would agree. In terms of like everything, popularity and just playoff like drama.
Disappointment.
Yeah. I was gonna say like they're like the Cubs, but the Cubs don't make the postseason as much.
The Cubs won 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Was it 2016 they won?
You know, when the Cubs won, everyone was thinking, oh, it's time for the rest of the world to align, right? And what did we get out of it? COVID. But
And
yeah,
you got COVID
I mean,
4 years later. Like it's
look. If we're thinking like big teams that like big market teams that haven't won a cup or a chip, obviously Leafs haven't won one since the '60s. As a very like popular team. The Cowboys haven't won since the '90s. The Yanks haven't won since 2009. Like I gotta believe in this decade, like these things are gonna break. Like one of these popular teams is finally gonna do it and win their sport. The most popular team wins their sport. The most popular team gets their day. I'm hoping it's the Leafs. You know, but I don't know. It could be the Cowboys. Could.
the Cowboys can do it. Like,
But I'll tell you this. You know, if we look at it, I mean, you've seen it online. The script is out, right? It's Ravens and Niners. That's the script, right?
there's no such thing
Could
as a
also
script. I'm gonna say
Oh,
it now.
there it is. They changed the color halfway through the logo, halfway through the season. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. On paper, it should be Ravens, Niners in the finals, but let's see what happens.
It's purple. If the Vikings were in, maybe. But you know, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. And then I sort of move into who I think will ultimately be victorious in these playoffs. I've been doing enough research and sort of looking at the momentum and our team's peaking at the right time. Our team's kind of getting over a big injury, still trying to figure out one or two things, and then sort of understanding where some of those weaknesses might lie. And I kind of like one team out of the AFC in particular, and then I kind of like one team in the NFC to kind of run a little bit of an upset route to the Super Bowl. I think the upset route is a bit more far-fetched, but if I start with the AFC, I think the Bills are peaking at the right time.
The Bills are hot. I give you that.
They're going to destroy Pittsburgh Saturday.
I look at this game
Sunday.
on Sunday, and I don't think Pittsburgh has a chance.
Pittsburgh's just happy to be there. Winning record, make the playoffs, whatever. They don't.
That's
care.
what they. That's
They've
what they
done
do
what
now.
they need to do. The yins are yins. You know, they did their magic, and made it there, made it to the postseason. But I think the Bills are poised to win fairly easily this wildcard weekend, and that will set them up likely with a matchup with the Chiefs. I do think the Dolphins are I just don't think they'll be able to win a cold game, to be honest.
I just think they're too banged up.
Yeah, a couple of injuries here or there.
But they can run better than the Chiefs.
They can, 100%. I don't think they can block the run as good as the Chiefs, but they could definitely. It's definitely going to be an interesting game. I mean, obviously, there's no way Mahomes is bombing anything to anybody on his team, but Kelsey, so he'll be double covered. And then it's just a matter of, can Hill run that cold? I guess he did play in
Hill
KC,
can.
so
He
he could
played in
then. He
KC.
can run in.
So
He can run in
this
that
is the
weather.
Tyreek Hill revenge game. They didn't want to pay him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's gonna. He
Look,
might show them why you should have paid him.
I'll just tell you this. Regardless of who the Bills would face second round, I do think they faced KC, and I do think Allen finally gets over Mahomes, and that's what he needs to go to the Super Bowl, is just that win over Mahomes. In the event that the Finns pull up and actually come out of KC with the win, and then they have to go face the Ravens, the Browns and Texans are going to do nothing to the Bills. Nothing. I mean, look, Joe Flacco, great guy. He's not going to do nothing to that Bills team. All right? The only way the Browns go as far and deep is if they get to face the Ravens. And that means they have to beat the Texans, and they need KC to go to Buffalo.
And I'm telling you
And
right
then
now,
then Joe
Browns,
Flacco can go and do the thing.
Those Browns can beat the Ravens. They, for whatever reason, they have. The Ravens do not want to see the Browns.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, obviously, if you're a Ravens fan, you're cheering for the Finns. Or Steelers, I guess.
No, the Steelers have the number too.
You know what? Yeah, they probably have one wish. And then, give me the Ravens Bills in that championship game, and it could be anyone's. And I just think with the momentum Allen would have, beating Mahomes, the motivation would just end up leaving room for him to make it to the Super Bowl. And then for the NFC, my kind of upset route is actually through the Rams. I think coming into the season, they had obviously the injuries with Kupp and a couple of other guys. They weren't sure who was running the ball. And sure enough, two rookies kind of took the mantle in there. Stafford started healing up. And this team looks like the team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Team is legit, I will say that. And that's part
they're
of the
coming
reason
in.
Why it's my game of the week.
Yeah. And I think
betting tip here, I'm all over the over on this game. On the Rams Lions, I think there's going to be tons of points scored.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think the Lions are just happy to be there, to be honest. I think the Lions, look, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, you are happy you won the division. You know why? It's an indication that your team is in the right direction. Your team is going to peak. But right now, there are teams that are just much more mature and ready. And I'm talking about, obviously Dallas. Talking about the Niners. Teams that are just established, that played a lot of postseason ball. The Rams still have a lot of talent that have won that chip and will know what it takes to grind it out. And I'm worried about... So I think they have the longevity. The Rams have the experience. The Rams will win a nasty game against the Lions. It'll be a brutal game. They win maybe by a kick, Then they go on to face, likely, the Niners. Because I doubt the Packers win. But they could. Packers could win. But I think they end up going to face the Niners. And to be honest, the Niners are one injury away in that game to being actually out of the playoffs yet again. They don't have the fail-safe for a bad Purdy game. And if Brock Purdy has a bad game, the Niners are not going to win. Not against any of these playoff teams, I don't think. So, I think they can upset there. It would take a while. And then I assume if they get that far, then at that point it's just a matter of semantics. Look, in a crazy world, we get a Buffalo Rams Super Bowl. In an even crazier world, we get a Buffalo Dallas Super Bowl. And that will just have people going bonkers because it doesn't matter which franchise wins. It's going to be a party.
Oh, I
But
think it's just might be one of the few years that I think every team is live to in the Super Bowl, except
as
for
a legit shot.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah. Yeah, I would say the Bucks too. Although the Bucks are weird because the Bucks in the NFC probably have the second best or third best defense in that playoff, but they just don't have. I mean, they do have off. Don't get me wrong. Well, let's not choke this game. Don't get me wrong. They have offensive weapons in the sense of like elite receivers, and their playbook's decent. But I don't know. Their chances are much lower than I would say of the Eagles even. But it's gonna be interesting. I do think the champion does come out of the AFC this year though. I think it's we're gonna tie the game right here. Oof.
I think the champion
right.
comes out of the NFC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nah. Unless you're in the Niners camp. That's your pick.
I like the Niners a lot.
You are a Niners fan, sort of. You kind of became one.
I'm a fan who wins me money.
That's true. Me too. Oh my God, we gotta hold this out. 10 seconds. Oh, he fucked up. What a bum. What a bum. 9.9 seconds. Just gotta win the face off here. Yeah. So, give me 6 winners
The Lions,
for the weekend.
Cowboys,
Yeah. Yeah.
Browns,
Yeah.
the Bills, the Bucks. One more, right? The KC.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I go with the Texans. I actually think they're gonna pull it off. Texans, Bills, KC. I'm gonna go with the Rams because I'm gonna stick with that. Cowboys, and yeah, let's go with the Bucks. Lock that in. If you guys win, give us half the pot. If you guys lose, we didn't tell you nothing. That's my dog. Yes. Maybe he'll come and have a guest session on the podcast. But anyways, any other sort of closing remarks you might have?
Just enjoy the weekend of football, guys.
Yep, you guys know it. With that, we conclude episode 2. If you guys are following on Instagram, we're doing a nice little fun series. We're grading every professional team out of the sort of 12 major leagues in Canada and United States, both men, women. Tossing out some grades based on fan base, brand, and legacy. If you happen to come across it, feel free to share, comment, criticize, complain, bitch at us as much as you want. Until then, if you guys have any comments, drop them below. Peace.